Hello, it's Talking Reds. It's Thursday, July the 1st. That's what it says on this paper. It's July. Ian.
Where's it gone, lad?
The transfer window's open. Why have we bought anyone?
Don't get me started. Do not get me started.
This is Ian and I am John Gibbons, and we're here to talk to you about all the Liverpool FC news coming out today. First of all, I want to talk about the African Cup of Nations. Ian, a couple of stories come from there. On a positive note, Mo Salah bagged again yesterday.
See it?
No, I'm not seeing it yet.
It's sexy as.
Is it?
Oh, it's a lovely strike. Yeah. He scored two of them, hasn't he? And they've both been belters.
Yeah.
The first one was a little bit like the Southampton goal he scored at their place. And then last night, just a free kick, just glaze over the wall.
I'm glad he's finally scored a free kick because they've looked awful for us, haven't they?
Now it's a belter.
So, really so terrible news for Trent. He's definitely not getting on one next season now, but no good for him. But in terms of negatives, Naby Keita, it's hard to know what's really gone on there. He's heading back to Melwood now to receive consultation on a thigh injury. It looks like Guinea ignored both Liverpool and the player, which is unusual because normally the player's kind of desperate to go, isn't he? But apparently even the player wasn't sure about going. Guinea have called him up, they've played him, and now he's got injured again. And it's frustrating. And look, I understand from their point of view that Naby Keita, look, he's the main man, he's the talisman, he's the one, you know, all the fans want, probably the other players in the squad as well. So you've got to understand that. But if the player's saying he's not right and the club who pays wages saying he's not right, then surely common sense should prevail. In this case, it hasn't, so he's got injured again. He
shouldn't be anywhere near it, quite frankly, should he? I think it's hard with the national teams because I think players like Keita, players like Salah, there's so much expectation on them, isn't there? You know, the fans, they kind of hold him in such high regard. There's so much pressure. He's probably felt obliged to play, even though he's not right. I didn't see that game, but I believe he was down every few minutes, like he was getting battered everywhere. They'd obviously targeted him, and then he goes off again. And it is usually frustrating because, you know, you want to see the best in Naby Keita. And even last year, his season was interrupted, wasn't it, by little niggles. Obviously, the manager's not played him straight from the start, and you just want to see him get a proper run. So, hugely frustrating for the player, but now you just want to see him cotton wool and ready to go for the Reds next season. Yeah,
it'd be annoying for him as well, because when you have a stop-start season like that, what all players say is, I want a good pre-season. Don't they? That's what they always say, and, you know, get a good pre-season under my belt, show what I can do, and then go into next season. He's unlikely to get that now, isn't he? He's unlikely to, you know, I don't know when he'll be coming back. You know, I don't know how serious his injury is. Obviously, he's getting assessed at Melwood, so we'll know. But even if he's out for a month, then he's starting a couple of weeks after sort of everyone else.
And that is the huge frustration, because you felt, I think last season, people probably expected more than we saw. And I think there's a number of reasons why we didn't quite see I'll say the real Naby Keita, because I think there's an absolute worldie in there. And I think, you know, the adjustment to the league, obviously the language thing, the niggles and the stop-startness doesn't help him. So you're thinking, well, get a good pre-season behind you, lad. And you can imagine him flying then. But it hasn't happened that way. And you just hope he can get back to the Naby Keita that we saw before he joined Liverpool. There were certainly flashes last year, John. You know, obviously he ends up with getting a couple of goals, does he? And you do start to see little bits where you think, wow, there's a player in there. There's definitely a player in there. And I think, luckily for Liverpool, I think in midfield, there's probably, you know, as long as they don't get any other injuries, there's probably enough options in there. But absolutely, you want to see him back fit and firing as soon as possible.
Yeah, fingers crossed on that one. You will hear it here second when there is any news, because we'll have to read the news first. But, you know, hey, Talking Reds, what a show. It's officially the start of the season. I mentioned before that it's the idea of, you know, the transfer window opening and stuff like that, but it's also, you know, I believe that the start of next season now, and in that a few players have left. It's the last day yesterday, or the first day of a new chapter for Daniel Sturridge, Albi Moreno, and Adam Bogdan, of course.
Is he gone?
Yeah, he's done a lovely post on social, you know. Oh yeah, it's a nice one. It's him on the pitch, not playing, like, because
why would you? Because
none of those exist. No. But it's him at the end on the pitch. I think it's the last game of the season this season, and he's on there with his family, and just, you know, it was, you know, I'm honoured I was able to call myself a Liverpool player and all this, which is like, oh, it's Adam, all the best, mate, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, we probably don't have quite the same emotions.
Do you remember that, was it Watford away?
Yeah. I didn't go to that. We watched it in the pub, and I hadn't even got to the pub, and he'd done that.
Yeah, it was
bad.
You
know, you're listening to it on the radio, my mate was driving in, and you're just like,
was it the FA Cup game as well, when it went over his head? There was one, wasn't it? It was really bad. Like,
I mean, I'm sorry, Adam.
He's not leaving us with memories,
I'm sorry, Adam, this
good ones
is
anyway.
in the highlights package. But you know, we're only working with what we've got. The other two can be a bit more positive.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
can kind of wish them luck, especially Daniel Sturridge, who is a real Anfield favourite, it must be said. And it'd be interesting to see what he does next, because you know, he's still fairly young. You know, he'll still feel that he's got something to offer someone. It's just, you know, what league does he go to? What kind of, you know, kind of status of club is he wanting to go somewhere where he's definitely going to play every week, or is he accepting that that's maybe not best for his body? So being kind of a squad player at a club higher up might be better for him, or just go to somewhere where it's a bit slow.
You know, I think someone put out the highlights kind of package of Daniel Sturridge's best bits, certainly the first 18 months, and maybe you forget a little bit just how good he was. I think I'd forgotten a little bit of how good he was, and he's absolutely sensational. He's probably as good as anything there is in the league for those first 18 months. I mean, some of the goals he's scoring, left foot, right foot, every type of goal really, you know, 30 yards out, close in. He looks the complete centre forward, and then, you know, injuries get a grip of Daniel, and it's a different story from then on in really. He doesn't look the same player. Either he can't do it or he's protecting his body. It's hard to know, but when you see him now, he hasn't got that little bit of pace, as you know, what they used to be able to get him away from defenders and stuff. So I think a slow league makes all the sense in the world for him, to be honest. And there's no shame in that, you know, listen, these things take the toll sometimes, and why not go to like a league that maybe he can still shine in and be the best player, because I think the Premier League now is probably gone past Daniel Sturridge, I think.
Yeah, so France, Daniel, if you're watching.
America lad, not really.
Oh yeah, scored from his own half.
From his own area and everything, you know what I mean?
Some goal, that, like, fair play.
Yeah, fair play.
Okay, and the other thing I want to mention as well is this new squad numbers come out. Chamberlain has took 15, which is his traditional number, or his old number, certainly was at Arsenal.
Did you see him in that retro kit the other day?
Yeah, he looked boss. The Ekru.
Yeah, the 96 one.
Looked unreal.
Yeah.
Looked unreal. And then also, Alisson Becker is now officially our number one.
Speaking of looking unreal.
Yeah.
The big man.
He's officially our number one keeper. He's overdoing bits as well in the Copa America at the moment. Brazil into the semi-finals there. I mean, would you swap him for anyone?
No. I think you've got to say now. I think there's always like a bedding in period where you kind of don't want to say he's the best in the world, because you know there's other big hitters around who've been doing it for a long time. But people like David De Gea's form's gone downhill a little bit, it's fair to say. And Alisson Becker's just been sensational. I mean, when was the last time he conceded a goal? Doesn't concede goals, does he?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great start for the keeper, isn't it?
Doesn't let goals in. So, and I believe I've not seen loads of the Brazil games because the time they've been on has been a bit mad. I think the Argentina semi-final is on 1:30 in the morning on a Tuesday, which is a bit heavy, isn't it? You know what I mean? But yeah, let's hope he goes on and wins it, him and Bobby.
Let's hope so. Just a couple of more things to mention. Tickets are still on sale for our US tour. Well, it's Liverpool's US tour.
You say that, John, but I mean...
but we're going as well. So we're doing shows in Chicago and in New York. So if you go to ctickets.com, search for the Anfield app, you'll find all the details for those live shows. So do come and see us. It's going to be brilliant. We're really looking forward to coming up. We've got a really good team going out there to cover the whole tour, but obviously to do those shows as well. And just a little point for the Anfield app merch as well. Ian Ryan is modelling this one that you can't buy.
Shocker. That's what you could have won.
Basically, a large football organisation has kindly requested that we take these off sale, and they've got better lawyers than us, so we have. But there are still some really good tops for Madrid-related Champions League winning tops on the website. If you go to theanfieldapp.com/shop, you can see all those as well. Yeah, some brilliant Madrid stuff, and also some stuff from last season that's all on sale as well. So you can grab yourself a bargain. What more could you want, Ian?
What more can you want? I can't believe you can't sell them, you know. It's devastating news, isn't it?
Well, we might change them slightly to be more lawyer friendly.
Let's have a chat in a minute.
So, yeah, we might make some adjustments so, you know, we don't get shut down by this lovely organisation who would do a lot for the game. Won't hear a word against them, and don't have enough money, it seems. But yeah, in the meantime, 3 shows going out today for the audio show, the Anfield app. Melwood hosting, which is really exciting. So that'll be good today. We've obviously got another gutter show, our transfer show coming out today. We're doing 3 this week. Sifting through all the targets and all the links so you don't have to. So that's coming up later today on our subscription service, Talk Player as well. So loads to look forward to. In the meantime, up to Reds.